Las Vegas Margaritas, and welcome to Chris Garcia, the Conservative American. We have a special show today. We have Kevin Child. He is a trustee of the Clark County School District, and we have, of course, the legendary, I don't even have to say his name, Rolando Larraz sitting in the show. Rolando, how you feeling today?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for inviting me.
¿Qué pasó, señor?
Mucho
gracias. Hablo en español. Hola, señor.
Mucho pasó.
I know these Americans are now, hey, wait a minute here. No, it's good to learn other languages. It's a good thing to learn other languages.
At one time, we had 4 hosts, and they all had Spanish last names. Only one spoke Spanish.
Isn't that amazing? and I'm Irish. I can speak Espanol.
We sound like some sort of a Spanish law firm or something. What was it? Larraz, Garcia. What was it? Estrada.
I can't get away with the last name like Child. I'm in trouble. It's not, But thank you guys for having me here.
You're welcome.
Now you know.
Happy New Year.
Happy
New Year.
Happy New Year.
Right?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. May it be a happy, prosperous, and healthy.
Absolutely.
Healthy is the number one, right?
Yes.
We need to have. And we're talking about healthcare, right? I think Paul Ryan talked about healthcare today.
Oh, yeah.
At Capitol Hill.
Yeah.
Did he really?
I
I don't know. I didn't hear.
They even have the standing ovation.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Healthcare should be affordable. And I don't think anybody should pay a penalty if you don't have it. I mean, come on, right? I mean, but we need good healthcare for people.
But it's too much money, man. Some people are paying $1,100.
I know.
How can you pay $1,100?
That's why it needs to be reformed, I think. I mean, I don't want to, people do need healthcare.
This is my water.
That's your agua, senor. Yeah, that's agua. Telefono.
Yeah.
See? How do you say español in
Teléfono, no
Telefono.
teléfono. Teléfono.
Telefono?
Teléfono.
Telefono?
Teléfono.
Telefono.
Yeah.
See how he does that? Treats me? Wow.
Where do you guys get this guy?
They called me. They asked me to come down. They had me park in the back.
Yeah. That's where you belong.
Kevin is a minority on this show. He's in between 2 Cubans.
And I love it. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm a friend of everybody. I'm an equal opportunity, love everybody.
Kevin, what do you think one of the main things, because I am a little bit more conservative than most people, I think that parents should have more say-so on whether children go to school.
And I have no problem. I have no problem with that. And being that I run one of the people that run the 5th largest school district in America, I love competition. That gets me up on our game. I'm a conservative person. I believe I don't want to waste your money. And the bottom line is that we need better. And the thing of it is, sometimes you have to get certain people out of the way to get what you need to have done. And some of these people come in with their alternative motives in public education or even charters. Charters don't show to be better than public schools, some of them. Here in Nevada, matter of fact, our Clark County School District outperforms most of your private and public schools. Yeah, and matter of fact is we at the Clark County School District pride ourselves on magnet schools. And magnet schools cost money. But it doesn't, we allocate the money to go there.
What is a magnet school?
Magnet school teaches like STEM courses. That means science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. Some people call STEM, I call it STEAM. We need the STEAM because arts is a big factor of kids' life. If you put an instrument or arts in a child's life, they get along with each other a lot easier. Some of our schools that principals say it's mandatory to make sure that you play an instrument. Yeah. I love that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I mean, you're learning how to work with each other. You're learning how to have, and then you're learning a skill.
Yes.
And when they say, there's studies that say that if you're playing music, you become more smarter. And it just works that, and you get along with everybody, and your demeanor's different. Yeah. And I see that with our kids that are playing instruments. It's the camaraderie with these kids. I was out the other day shopping, and I seen my mariachi kids. They're amazing at the Clark. By the way, we have the largest mariachi program in the world at the Clark County School District. We have over 4,800 kids that play mariachi. Did you know that? Amazing. Say amazing.
We have no money, but we have money to get mariachi.
Listen.
No money for the school,
So
and we
anyway.
got mariachi classes. That's something, man.
But you've gotta put these arts in perspective. We don't spend a ton of money on it. We could, but you need that in these classes. You need that.
You know, your uncle Harry Reid.
Stop talking about him. Don't worry about. I want to focus on the front. Let's focus on front.
He's the one that got the money for the mariachi classes, right?
I didn't get that money from him. If you would have told me, I would have been. I was like, hey, what's up? My uncle. He calls my uncle. All right. Well, I know where he's at, huh? His mind's in the gutter.
What do you think about that, Rolando?
About what?
Well, I think the parents should have more say-so on where their
Of
kids
course.
Yeah, and again,
Of course.
and that's why most parents, they do the research and they send their kids to our magnet schools, because you can learn, like at Rancho High School, you can learn how to be an aviator.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, you can get your pilot's license from your freshman to your senior year. We have a drone program. We have engineering programs. We have nursing programs. We have, oh yeah, isn't that amazing? And then if you want to become a lawyer, Veterans Tribute, you send your kids fashion at Southwest, culinary. We have the best culinary classes in probably the nation. Oh yeah, our culinary is amazing. And just from, we're like eating capital of the world. And they come and see our kids. They go, oh my gosh, these kids, and the people that teach them, we need real life education. And when the parent gets involved, oh my gosh, it's just so much easier. We have, in our school district, we have 63% of our kids that are on poverty. There's 322,000 kids, so that's about 175,000 kids that live in poverty, and 30% of those kids have no family life.
Why do you think, Kevin and Rolando, why do you think when you get into higher education in this country, some of our best doctors, physicians, lawyers come from other countries? Like, Cuba puts out some of the best doctors, medical people in the world. I mean, along with Ethiopia and some of these other countries, they come here and they do so well, in our higher education. Why is it that American students aren't there?
That's because, first of all, I believe that this country is infatuated with everything that comes from the outside. People used to brag about, oh, we went to this Italian restaurant, we went to this Greek restaurant. We have nice food in this country. We have fantastic culinary in this country, but this country is infatuated with the outside world. And the same thing is what happened with...
Well, I just got back from China to do an educational trip. So what happens is, I look at it this way. They only educate their top other 15% of their kids. That means they test in, and if that kid doesn't, they don't do well, they only do the top 15%.
They dump it.
The other kids get to go. They don't get the education. But these kids are regimented. They go 7 in the morning to 9 o'clock at night. Oh yeah, and they live there on the school campuses. There's over 5,800 kids per school. Like a middle school has 5,800. Oh yeah, they have dorms for the teachers, dorms for the kids, and the kids only go home on the weekend. Oh yeah, they make sure that these kids, they have to learn 3 languages. 3 languages. That means they know Mandarin. The second one is, guess what? English. And the third one can be, French or Espanol. But bottom line is, they pride themselves. And when you start learning that as a kid, you become smarter. You really do.
Yeah.
These kids, even in our country, our kids can be pushed a little bit more.
Yes.
I mean, but the bottom line is, not every kid wants to go to school, but we make every kid go to school. We try to.
I think one of the problems...
And we got to be careful that I want to educate every kid. The bottom line is, some of them go there to mess up everybody's life.
I think one of the problems we have here is that the children have too early opportunity to make money, and they lose interest. They go to work in the casino as a boss boy because they are underage, and they go home with $100 a night. You go working in a showroom they probably take $150, $200 a night. And a 17 years old kid making $200 a night, that's $1,000 a week. That's better than some adults.
But that's not in every society.
And they lose the income. No, I know, but I'm saying Las Vegas, the kids over here lose the opportunity. I had a lawyer that was a busboy at Jesus Palace, and he became a lawyer, one of the best. Keith Gallagher.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you met
bottom line, it's your drive or whatever, and we play victims in our society, which we need to stop. It's like, I always have a coin phrase, a welfare check wasn't designed to be a paycheck to raise a child.
That's right. It wasn't.
A welfare check wasn't designed to be a paycheck. And Martin Luther King,
people think they help.
Yeah, Martin Luther King fought over welfare. He did not want welfare. That's why he probably, some people say he died over that, because the bottom line is that you'll be a slave to the government. And look at what's going on now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, really?
Exactly.
You know what? And again, I believe we got to help
but
kids
out.
But just don't have kids to have kids.
But if you talk like this too often, they tell you you're racist.
Oh, that's right.
Because
I care about kids.
Anything that will interrupt the paycheck.
Yes.
Anything that interrupt the paycheck, And I tell you, I don't know why is that the black people are so much for the Democrat Party, because the Democrats never done anything.
Well, they went over. I think they went over to Donald Trump, didn't they? A lot of black folks.
I talked about that on the show. I think that he was projected to get 8%. They said he got 12%, but Hillary's votes were down from Obama. So I think a lot of African Americans just sat it out because they weren't inspired to vote for Hillary, but they couldn't pull themselves.
Let me tell you.
But I think Trump will get more African American votes in 4 years.
If I can remember,
that's the right thing.
If I can remember, the slaves were freed by a Republican.
Abraham Lincoln.
And I don't see why.
What happened, Orlando, they said the history was, my grandparents, they were Republicans, and they raised my parents and raised us to be Republicans. The blacks were actually, the African Americans were with the Republican Party even before they were freed by Abraham Lincoln, and they were up until the 20s. The African American community actually had the second biggest business population in the United States outside of white America. When you went to cities like Harlem, those cities were booming, and they were all African American business owned. They had plays, they had banks, they had
clubs.
They were actually booming. And what happened was a lot of African Americans invested in Wall Street. They were actually making that kind of money. And when the crash happened, not only did a lot of African Americans move to the Democratic Party because of the New Deal, but so did a lot of middle class white Americans as well. And what happened is that instead of it becoming the New Deal, it transitioned from the New Deal, putting people back to work, to welfare. And African Americans were the slowest to come off of welfare, even to this day. So I think they are just perpetually, generation after generation, a lot of African Americans are born into food stamps, are born into the welfare system. And I think they're afraid. They've actually been making it very hard.
That's what a lot of the races. So it's just not blacks. It's Hispanics. It's whites. And the thing is, they get trapped in that whole thing called welfare. And if we don't have welfare reform, we're never going to get. The thing of it is, when I see these kids, the most of them that they're struggling in their lives, I call them trauma kids. Yes. And that's 30% of our kids that go to the Clark County. And what happens is they go in, they're not ready to learn. Yes. Because what happens is their parents they're not parents at home.
Right.
They're raising somebody else at home, so they don't pay attention to their siblings or whatever. They just know that school can be a way to babysit. And it's white, black, Hispanic. That's right. White, black, Hispanic. Right. But what I've seen is a lot of it is our Asian population. They're amazing. Amazing. They come in and get the business. There's just all business. Those kids come to school ready to learn.
I think the family unit has a lot to do with that.
And that's again, we need to get back to that family unit. Yes. And that's the whole thing about I say God first. You know what? I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. I'll never share him. I believe in that wholeheartedly. Because again, this country was formed on the basis of God. And I'm going to speak up, and I have no problem because I'll never deny him, because it says in Romans that, he denies me in front of my Father, I'll deny you in front of him. And so, again, but I'm not going to shove it down somebody else's throat. But when I go into prison and these juvenile detention, and I'll do services for these kids, I go, you don't need God. And they'll look at you like, but you deserve him. Because if you live by his principles, it's amazing what you can have in your life. Absolutely. Because what happens is we're living in a victim society, which is sad. Because I always have the saying, victims let life happen to them. Responsible people make life happen. That's one of my coined phrases I tell people. I say, you never become a failure till you quit or blame somebody else. We've become a society of blame. Stop.
I hate that too. I hate that word. You're not a victim.
You're not, and here's the deal. As an Irish person, we were slaves. Cubans were slaves.
Right.
The Egyptians were slaves. There were slaves throughout the. Oh my gosh! Why is one person going? Oh my gosh! No.
That's right.
We've all had this. What about the girls on the street that are slaves?
That's right.
But why is
slaves?
No, I'm like, no, I won't be a slave to nobody. But I'm a servant to people, but I'll never be a slave to people. I'm a servant to people as an elected official. But bottom line is, let's start teaching. But if you start teaching, then you're, like they say, like Ronaldo said, you're racist.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. That's how you want to start.
Well, I know about that a few weeks ago. Stop that thing about racist. And people are afraid. People are afraid to talk because they don't want to be accused of being racist.
I never have.
And
look at Hollywood, how they're treating Donald Trump.
Yeah,
really? I mean, here's Bruce Springsteen. What's he out, saying? Yeah, he's a bigot. How do you know he's a bigot? Yeah. Before he was one of the largest NBC, The Apprentice. Nobody said anything about him being racist or anything. All of a sudden, now he's a president. Now you're going, he's racist.
All those people came and did his show. All the people that call him racist, they were all on The Apprentice. All those Hollywood stars. It's amazing.
And now they want to be on his new show.
Now they want to be with Artist.
But I think, isn't Trump have something to do with that?
Yeah. No,
people need to stop letting people be and stop labeling people.
See, that's why Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, they pay those guys to go out and march and stuff like that. It's a joke. And I always say Black Lives Matter. Really? Where were they in Chicago? I grew up on the south side of Chicago. Where were they? When 3,800 young African Americans got killed. Where was Black Lives Matter?
55.
Where were they?
55 people got shot
over the weekend.
Every weekend.
Where are they? The one white cop shoots young African and Black Lives Matter. They're everywhere. Where were you when you're killing each other in this community?
And I'm from Chicago. And I'm like, where's Rahm Emanuel? Where's the mayor? Where's the outcry of that? Oh my gosh, when blacks are killing blacks or this or that.
Nothing.
And these young kids, this is
I discussed that on my show. Rolando was on my show, and we had a guest on, and he was arguing with me about that. Well, it's different. Why is it different?
Why is it different? Why? Should be different because of the color of your skin. Right. We all bleed red.
Unbelievable. Rolando always talks about that. I mean, to me, I think they're just as racist of a group as if it was a white supremacy group.
You know who's the biggest prejudice? You know who's the biggest prejudice people are? The government.
Yes.
So here's the deal. Yes. When you fill out, it says, are you black, white, Hispanic, this. Why? You should be just an American citizen, period, end of story. And who cares about African American, Irish American, Italian American? We should be all the Americans. They would be. No, because they can't divide you, and they can't conquer you. OMG, really? Hashtag wow. I mean, turn hashtag wow mom, right? But you got to respect that. I mean, this is the whole thing that these liberals, because they can make money, it's $1 million business.
That's right.
It's $1 million to disrupt things.
That's right.
And it's such a shame, and we need to stop, please. And we need to stand up and say, no more. Let's just be, I don't see him as a Cuban, I see him as an American. I don't see you as Americans. I don't be called Irish.
I see it as a human being. That's all you need to do.
That's what I said, and that's what we are. We're all human beings. And then everybody goes, well,
I'm colorblind. I tell people that I'm colorblind. I see black people that don't deserve the time of the day, and I seen white people that don't deserve the time of the day. You know, it's not going by the color of the skin. It's how you are inside you. That's all it is.
It was amazing to me as Donald Trump was running for presidency, and he would get up in front of these audiences, and I remember for like 2 months straight, he would start off every speech telling African Americans, "Give me a chance.
Yeah.
Can you do any worse? Look what the only thing they're going to do, they're going to get your vote, and they're going to see you 4 years from now. Give me an opportunity. Give me a chance." And they said, "You're racist for saying that." I was like, how is he racist for saying, "Give me a chance to help your community"? And they said he was a racist because he was talking in front of white people. I said, well, if you're a black church, invite him. I guarantee you he'll show up. He's not afraid to go talk to people. He'll go talk to anybody. If you invite him, look at the people he's had at the White House. He had Ray Lewis there. He had Kanye West there. He's had Jim Brown there. He's not afraid. If you're about making money, if you're about making the community better, he will meet with you.
Absolutely.
He's not afraid of anybody. So
yeah. I just worry about his pick for education.
Who did he pick? I forgot.
She belongs to the wife.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
Is it Boo?
Yes, I know you're talking about.
And you know, here's the deal. Yeah. She's for. I'm not a Common Core person.
Yeah.
She is. So is Jeb Bush.
Yeah.
And Donald Trump said, "I don't want Common Core. Let's just teach reading, writing, and arithmetic. Let's teach the basics. Let's teach these kids how to succeed in life, like financial literacy." This girl is all about private schools, but you just can't have everything private schools. I think you'll have utter chaos. You have to have that called balance in life, yeah. You know, but here's the deal. Who's going to take those regular kids that are struggling in school? Yeah. Some of these, you know, like these charter schools won't take every kid. They don't have to because they have different guidelines. We get money from the taxpayers, so we have to do everything. Yeah. We have to take everybody. But then you can't go from apples to oranges. It's not apples to apples, oranges to oranges.
This is a big question for you, and Rolando. I want you to speak on this as well, both of you guys. When I was coming up, because one thing Kevin said, and Rolando, you said this too, college is not for everybody.
Right.
And when I was coming up, Rolando, you remember this years ago, man, there were so many different avenues, tech schools, and other things that you could go to. And you go to those schools and you learn a trade and you make a good living. I think that they should invest more in trade schools.
In trade schools, yes, I agree. I agree with that.
And that's what's neat about some of these unions now. They're doing trade schools. These unions, carpenters union, electrical union.
Oh, they're good jobs.
Oh my gosh, they're great jobs.
Those are good jobs.
You know, and not every kid's gonna be a like me. I went to college for business management. I go like this. I go, if I ran my business the way you did, I'd be better. He goes, how do you know? I go, my parents have 6 A&W root beer stands, and I run 3 of them. And they looks at me like, what? I go, doesn't make a difference. I didn't want to be at college. Yeah. Everything's an opinion. But again, college is there for somebody else.
Yes.
Remember, when's the last time you graduated? Did you go to college? Yes. When was the last time somebody said, when did you graduate? What's your GPA? Nobody ever says that. We make it a big deal that you go to college, but yet they didn't. I was a D student, graduate. I barely made it out of high school. But you know what? I'm the hardest worker. I will outwork you.
That's right.
I will. You show me what to do, but if you tell me to read what to do, I have my, you know, it's my mind doesn't click, especially after I had a stroke. But if you show me how to do stuff, oh my gosh.
I don't think Nevada Energy has ever asked anybody, where did you get the money from? They don't care. They just want you to pay the power bill. So as long as you work hard and you got the power bill money, they're going to keep the power on.
In schools, in our schools,
do you think we ever going to have somebody competing with Nevada Energy in Nevada?
I don't know. I can't tell you. I'm not a Nevada Energy buff, but I'm going to tell you, it looks like it's going that way.
Yeah.
Well, you know who owns Nevada Energy, don't you?
Yeah. So
Warren Buffett.
So?
Oh yeah, you didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah, but we still have pretty cheap. We still have pretty cheap. You know, I wonder what we're going to do with the coal fire plant now that we've got Trump in, because remember they were going to close down that coal. But again, you go to China. Oh my gosh. Just the other day, they said they
another China person.
Oh no!
After you know what I did for it, and
you know how lucky we had it. No, China.
This guy yells at me every time because I'm anti-China, right?
China, not you.
He want us to run the country like they do in China.
No, I don't want that. Because here's the deal. I look at communist country, and these people don't understand. When they see us, they're like, oh my gosh. But I see the stuff they have.
But China is not communist, right?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
No,
yes.
the other China, but what do you call it?
It's People's Republic.
Of China.
Yeah, People's Republic of China.
They're communist. That's
Oh
why.
my gosh, they got the
It's
sickle
amazing.
in the hammer, dude. It's like,
Yes.
and I got pictures to prove it.
Yes.
But
How do
Even Russia doesn't have that anymore.
Even Russia doesn't have the sickle in the hammer anymore.
But China still does.
But again, we get a lot of our products from them, and but then guess what? We don't pay a lot of tax.
Stop that.
And I'm sure that he'll change
Stop
that.
We're going to change that. Donald Trump. Oh, did you see? He again saved 800 jobs from going to Mexico. I think it was a couple of days ago.
Was it Sprint?
Ford.
It was in the paper
Ford was
today.
going to move their plant. Now they're going to stay here. So that's what.
This is what we need.
He's
to
not even
start doing.
president yet.
And that's the reason why they move these is because of regulations. Let's face it.
Get rid
Stop
of some
putting
of
these regulations. Oh my God.
regulations. Oh
I can
my
see
God.
that we have to be good stewards of our air. We have to be good stewards of our garbage. We have to be good stewards of stuff. We need to be responsible. Oh my gosh, did I just say that? Responsible is a very word that people don't
The
understand.
Obama administration was a joke. They said when they came in office, they were going to do clean coal. They were going to find other energy
You're talking like that because he's black. That's what they did. You're racist. You criticize the president because he's black.
I didn't say that. I love everybody.
About the same color as Obama.
Yes, you are. So, be careful what you say there, Seymour.
Yeah, but that's the way it
But
is.
he did nothing.
My
We're
point
still
is,
slaves to the Saudi Arabians.
my point is, you cannot criticize Obama
Yes.
because people
You're
right away said you're racist because he's black. No, it's not because he's black.
You get a
It's
bad
because
job.
what he's doing is wrong.
It's
That's it.
absolutely right.
Besides, he's only half black anyway.
Yes, he is.
So, and that's the problem nowadays. Everything, don't
Oh,
say
you have
that.
to be politically correct.
Don't say that.
Absolutely.
Then
I mean, African American. None of these people are from Africa.
Sure,
That's why you're black.
I said that
Well,
when
I'm
I
black. My dad was black. My mom was white.
I go like this. I said when I go like this, I go.
African
I said,
American.
where did you come from? They said African American. I go, no. Where were you born? America. I said, that means you're an American citizen.
Yeah.
You're not. I ancestry was from Ireland.
Yeah.
And Sweden.
Yeah.
And I'm like going, okay, they don't call me an Irish Swede American.
No.
They call me a Caucasian
Right.
American.
Right. Right. Black.
So guess what? And I could be black for all I know. I could care
Yeah.
less.
So Chicago, you might
But it might be him.
Yeah.
The way I act sometimes, I know that
Let me see.
because I can get down with the best.
You're not.
Because I can talk that street slang just as much as anybody.
Can you dance?
Oh, I can dance. The middle name is Leroy. Excuse me. I can get down on it. Yeah.
Great show today. We run out of time.
Thank you for watching Chris Garcia, The Conservative American. Great show. Great.
Not too conservative
That's
today.
not too conservative today. Sometimes we let loose. But we'll be back with you tomorrow from 1 to 1:30. That's right. Thank you, Kevin Chow. Great guest on today. And of course, we don't have to say his name, the legendary Rolando Ross, who will be back tomorrow. God bless America. God bless our troops all over the world. Have a prosperous 2017. Have a prosperous 2017. I wish everybody luck and give our president a chance. I think he's going to do big things for the United States of America. See you.